Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Jo part number SLP-206BP. This is a brass-plated steel base material latch guard. Not a real uncommon latch guard by any means because of its offset, and we're going to take some dimensional properties of this item after I liberate it from its packaging. There we go, it's liberated. First of all, this is available in different finishes on steel. BP for brass plated, CP for chrome plated, DU for duro coated, which is like a dark bronze, and SL for silver coated. That chrome plated is going to be shiny-ish chrome. Like this is shiny brass. The chrome will be the same sort of reflectivity on that. Okay, the SL will be like a silver paint. Now, dimensionally, where are you going to use this item? Well, let's take a look and see where we're going to use it. Let's get the tape measure here. Okay, so the overall height, 6 inch. Okay. And there is a link below this video to the template. I'm going to pull that up and look at it while we confirm these dimensions. 6 inch, 2 5/8 overall width. That would be accurate as well. The radius, they're saying, of this is 1 5/16, which puts us at 2 5/8 diameter, which means be mindful of the size of the rows that you're using on here. Like a grade 1 or a grade 2 lever lock will probably have a rose diameter about 2 9/16. But be mindful of that. If yours for some reason is larger, you know, it may not, it's not going to fit exactly super tight along that profile. Okay, so be mindful of that. That's why they put that dimension there. So what's the other important thing? That offset. Really important to know that. So they're saying that that offset is 3/8 of an inch. From the inside face to where the door would reside. I would say that it's spot on at 3/8. Okay. Now, why is that important? That's important because once you apply it to the face of the door, will you be able to push the door in far enough so that the door closes and latches, and in such a way that mission accomplished? Are you really covering what you need to cover? The thickness is 0.106 material thickness. They show it as 12 gauge, 0.104. Okay, so then you've got a couple of holes for the carriage bolts, and those should be 4.5 inch on center. Just gauging that there. Okay. So why is 3/8 important? Well, the door closes, the latch is going to hit. What are you covering? A typical hollow metal door has an inset of about 3/32 of an inch. It's about 96 thousandths. Well, this has an offset of 375 thousandths. So much greater. I think what they're going after is that you have a lip of a strike plate that you are really looking to cover with the 3/8 offset. So what you're going to want to certainly be mindful of is when you apply this, is it going to go in far enough so that your lock latches and allows you to secure the opening? Keep in mind that, again, if you stand on the pull side of the door and run your hand over the face of the door and frame, it's probably scooched in a little. That's called the inset. That's generally about 3/32. It can be a little less. I've never really heard it being more, but 3/8 of an inch, less the inset, less a nominal tolerance. Maybe the door's not perfectly flat and might have a little giddy up to it. You know, less the amount of projection of the lip that you're trying to overcome to get that all locked and down. You might have to file that strike lip down a little bit or whatever. Or you could just have an unusual inset condition where it's deeper than standard and you need just something like this to make it work. the bottom line is latch protectors keep honest people honest, made of steel, by the way. And you'll generally see success by just having them installed. This is a 6-inch version for a single lock, obviously. Now, the installation of this, you're going to get some carriage bolts, 2 of them, in fact. You'll get a couple of washers and a couple of acorn nuts. These are carriage bolts, which mean that they're going to have a square profile to the underside of the head, so that when you get them installed, this would be the exterior application, you're presented with nothing that you can get your hands on and drill out easily and bolt and knock off easily. I don't know the size of this, but I'm real tempted to say that that is 3/8 of an inch. Then your washer, then your acorn nut will come next. It's probably important for us to know also that this is 3/4 of an inch. Pardon me, let's start over. It's probably important for us to know that from the edge of the door nominally to where the bolt is, it's about 1.25 inches. So it will probably not interfere, the head of this will probably not interfere with anything when the door closes. But if you had some really thick gasketing, maybe some STC gasketing, that might be an issue. So be mindful of that dimension over when you're installing this. Obviously made for 1.75 inch thick doors based on the length of that bolt. If you have an unusual door thickness, you might be buying carriage bolts at your local hardware store to make that work. Obviously, if your door is thinner, you shouldn't have a problem with that, but 1.75 inches is what these are intended for. Now, below this video is, in addition to the link to the template, is a link to the product catalog, which is very handy because it will allow you to review all of the latch protectors from Danjo. The SLP 206, if you were to search that, you'll also notice that there is an EBF, Echo Bravo Foxtrot version. The EBF bolt fasteners are detailed on the second page of the catalog. When I was talking to you about the clearance when the unit closes, imagine if that acorn nut head was incredibly thin, like less than 1/8 of an inch. If you do have conflict and need a shorter head projection on the acorn nut, go with the EBF version. That will give you that ability. So the SLP 206, when you find that in its table, you'll also find all of the sister products that go along with it. The first low-hanging fruit is the 106 version. Same thing, just made of stainless steel. So if you want something made of stainless, go to the SLP 106. Other sizes are listed there as well. You can go with, other sizes in the sense of different offsets are listed there as well. The OSLP would be a version that has a much greater offset if you're using it on a center hung door and the door is in the center of the frame and you need that offset to come back off the face of the door and over the face of the frame. Not uncommon to make double acting doors single acting and then need a latch protector like that. Lots of other good items in here. The majority of latch protectors are indeed for outswing doors because you can't really get your tools onto an in-swing door latch, but they do have some ILP versions, in-swinging latch protector as well. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Danjo products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the Danjo SLP in a 206? Version, SLP 206 in a BP finish, or any other Danjo product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.